Okay, so we're going to start off with a little background on the UN conference and then lead into what specifically the UN Conference on Human Security WebQuest directions really are. So if you go down to the bottom, it gives you a little introduction about the UN. It's really important to remember that the United Nations is a group of countries, actually 191 of them, that get together to hopefully preserve peace and collective security in the world. If you go look down at the bottom, it says, by completing this task, you will attempt to answer the question, is the UN effective at implementing change on a worldwide scale? Is the UN actually working, or is it just there for show? Okay? So you're going to do this by actually creating a newspaper article based on your research. If you come down to where it says the task, it gives you a little bit more of a heads up on what role you're actually taking. It says you have recently been appointed the head newspaper reporter for your country. You were chosen for your knowledge of your country's history, political workings, economy, and your understanding of the direction your country is trying to take. After your initial excitement about getting the job, you realize that it's an awesome responsibility. You have to attend the UN Conference on Human Security in a week. But before you can do that, you have to conduct research about your chosen country and create your newspaper article for the world to see. So if you come down to where it says the process, the whole point of these numbers right here are to make sure that you follow step by step so you can get the best grade possible and conduct the most thorough research on your chosen country. So the first step, you're choosing a country to research. Remember that when you see these links right here, you have to right click on your computer to be able to access them. Okay? So number 2, after you've chosen your country and you make sure that you stick to your country, you're going to research all aspects of that country in order to fill in the newspaper article template. So if we come down here and click on this template right here, each one of these boxes has directions for what goes in that box. If you look at the one I just highlighted, it says you're inserting a description about your chosen country. So you're describing what your country looks like, the good, the bad, the ugly. Okay? Over here it says you're actually inserting a picture of that country. Underneath it, where it says insert picture caption, you're specifically talking about what's going on in that picture, and so on and so forth for each one of these boxes. Okay? Pretty self-explanatory. Okay, let's go back to those directions. Okay? So as you go down, you want to make sure that you pay special attention to those numbers to make sure that you have each one of those components. Now if you go down to the very, very bottom, right, number 5 says, once your resolution has been written, which is your newspaper article, you are ready to publish your article for the world to see. Make sure you turn your article in to me online at Edmodo. You know how to turn it in. Also make sure that you print your article so that you can share it at the UN Human Security Conference that we're going to have in the classroom. So not only do you have to turn it in online, but you have to print it as well. Okay? If you look down at the very, very bottom, it says, by participating in this lesson, you now have a better understanding of the complexities of the UN and what nation building looks like. You can appreciate how difficult it is for the UN to accomplish anything when its members are trying to juggle their national goals with those of the UN. You have now developed your own opinion on the controversial role of the UN in the world. You will have to wait and see what the future holds for the UN. So after you're done with this WebQuest, you should be an expert in not only your nation, but also in how the UN works and whether or not you think it actually does what it's supposed to do. Okay? If you have any questions, make sure you ask me, ask Katie, but most importantly, make sure that you keep reading the directions and walk through them step by step. Okay? Good luck.